It was a bright Saturday morning in our cozy suburban neighborhood, the kind where everything seems picturesque. Birds chirped in the trees, and the sweet scent of freshly mowed lawns filled the air. But beneath this flawless facade lay a storm waiting to be unleashed. My daughter, Lily, had been eagerly anticipating her childhood friend Emily's birthday party. She wore her favorite pink dress and bounced with excitement, full of dreams and wishes. But when the time came for us to head over, I couldn't shake a nagging feeling deep in my gut. "Mom, are we leaving yet?" Lily's voice pulled me back from my thoughts. "Just give me a second, sweetheart. I need to grab the gift," I replied, trying to mask the dread brewing inside me. The truth was, I'd just confirmed that Lily's name was glaringly absent from the guest list. My heart sank as the realization hit me she wasn't invited. "Did Emily forget to tell me?" Lily asked innocently, her eyes sparkling with hope. Let's just go and see." "Okay," I managed to mumble, wishing I could shield her from the crushing disappointment ahead. We arrived at the party, and my heart raced as I scanned the yard filled with laughter and joy. Kids were running around, balloons bobbing in the slight breeze. I smiled through my aching heart as I watched Lily wave eagerly at Emily, who was including a punch to my gut, happily exchanging gifts with her other friends. "Mom, where's my present? I want to give it to Emily," Lily exclaimed, dragging my attention back to her. I struck a tight smile, settling on a bench, trying to avoid confronting the other parents amid the joyful chaos. The pang of betrayal coursed through me like poison. Had Emily's parents intentionally overlooked Lily? The questions gnawed at my insides as I tried desperately not to let this train of thought derail me. As the party wore on, my protective instincts kicked into high gear. I couldn't let my little girl feel the sting of exclusion. What if I throw her a surprise wedding? I mused, picturing a day filled with love, laughter, and friends. It could be a way to show her that disappointment can lead to something beautiful. But of course, I didn't anticipate the wild twists ahead. Just when I thought I could steer the situation, a shocking message arrived in my inbox. "Sorry, we lost your daughter's invitation." It felt like a punch to the gut. Determined to make things right, I dove headfirst into planning this whimsical celebration for Lily. However, right before I could even think, I had regained control. I stumbled into a family secret that would shake everything I believed about love. And the very fabric that held my little world together. I felt the tension rising like steam, filling my lungs with the urgent need to confront my past. What would I discover about myself, about my family? Before we continue with this surprising revelation, a quick alert for you who follow our stories. YouTube has been removing subscriptions lately, so check if you're still subscribed and leave your like to support the channel. Now, back to the crucial moment. As I stood there, a whirlwind of emotion swirled within me. Plans for Lily's surprise wedding were taking shape, but digging deeper into my family's history felt like opening Pandora's box. I couldn't shake the notion that everything I'd worked for, the love, the stability, was about to be drastically redefined. My heart raced with exhilaration and fear as I scrolled through the old messages on my phone, searching for clues about my own past. "Mom, can we bake cookies for the wedding?" Lily's innocent voice pulled me back into the present. Her joy was infectious, a stark contrast to the heaviness weighing on my soul. "Of course, love. Let's make them extra special," I replied, forcing a smile, but inside, I was overwhelmed. The thought of not being the mother I wanted to be haunted me more than the revelation waiting just around the corner. Once we were in the kitchen, flour flew everywhere as we whipped together a batch of cookie dough. "This is just like a fairy tale, isn't it?" Lily giggled, her laughter lifting the tension, suffocating me. Her spirit reminded me that amid the chaos, there was still joy to be found. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I felt a shadow creeping in. Who was I to plan a celebration centered around love when my heart felt so unstable? Just then, my phone buzzed, and I instinctively picked it up. The message was from my sister, Denise, wanting to catch up over coffee. My pulse quickened. Denise and I hadn't spoken since everything had unraveled. "Mom, you okay?" Lily looked up at me, concern piercing through the joyful facade I had been trying to maintain. "Yeah, I'm good. Just thinking about decorations for the wedding." I quickly diverted, but the truth is, my mind was racing to the conversation we would inevitably be forced to have about Mom's past. What if Denise revealed something about the invite, or worse, about myself that could change how I viewed everything? I couldn't shake off the anxieties piling on top of each other like the flour covering our kitchen counter. After our baking escapade, I decided I needed answers, so I arranged to meet Denise the next morning at our favorite little cafe, a cozy spot with the smell of freshly brewed coffee and cherry pie filling the air. I could feel my heart pounding as I anticipated what truths might surface. But unbeknownst to me, a twist was waiting that would flip everything on its head once again. Just as I was ready to step into the cafe, I had a startling realization. Would discussing my past bring clarity or further confusion? The further I dug, the more entangled I felt. And I couldn't help but think, was this journey all for Lily, or was it also a quest for my own understanding of love and acceptance? It was time to find out. And as I entered the cafe, a deep breath steadied my mind. I gripped my phone, ready for the unexpected, ready for the truth that would shape not only Lily's surprise wedding, but perhaps even the very core of who I thought I was. Stay tuned, because the next chapter is going to unveil secrets that could change everything. Don't forget to let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means the world to us. Let's dive deeper into this labyrinth of love, loss, and the surprising revelations that often hide in plain sight. Standing in the cozy cafe, my heart raced with the possibility of revelations that could reshape everything I thought I knew. The aroma of coffee was familiar, but today, it felt like a harbinger of uncertainty. I spotted Denise at our usual table, her expression wavering between excitement and apprehension as I approached. "Hey sis, it's been a while," she said, offering a tentative smile that didn't quite mask the tension in the air. "Yeah, it has. How have you been?" I asked, hoping to ease into the conversation before the inevitable bombshell. "Busy, with the kids. You know how it is. But I've been meaning to talk to you about some things." The weight of her words hung between us. I sensed she was about to unravel a tapestry of secrets that could expose long-buried truths about Mom. I ventured, my voice barely above a whisper. Denise's gaze fell for a moment, as if gathering courage. "Yes, actually. I think it's time we face what happened back then. There are pieces of the past that could help us understand each other better." My stomach churned. I knew I had to confront the shadows of our family history, not just for my own sake, but for Lily as well. I had envisioned a day filled with joy and laughter. Yet the ever-present knot of vulnerability in my chest reminded me of the past's grip. "Why don't we start from the beginning? The time Mom got that mysterious letter. Remember?" Denise suggested, her eyes lit with a mixture of nostalgia and concern. "Of course," I replied, my mind flashing back to that moment when our once serene home became a battleground of emotions. I recalled the day vividly. I was fidgeting in the living room when Mom had opened the envelope, her hands trembling slightly as she read. "It's from your father," she had said, her voice unsteady. But I had no memory of him, no stories to cling to, just questions that loomed like phantoms in our lives. "Do you think it was true?" Denise asked, snapping me out of my reverie. Was he the reason everything fell apart? Her curiosity pulled me deeper into my thoughts. The pieces of the puzzle were scattered, but undeniable. My parents' love story had its own set of disappointments. And perhaps that had trickled down to us. I swallowed hard, realizing that confronting this history might illuminate paths I had long avoided, paths that could shape our future, especially for Lily. We spent the next hour steeped in memories, dissecting fragments of our childhood that shaped our notions of love and family. Laughter would break through the tension occasionally, but soon it grew clear that those moments were not enough to shield us from the harsh truths waiting in the shadows. "Do you think Lily will ever face something like this?" I asked, a pang of worry flooding my heart. "I hope not, but maybe if we share our history, we can guide her. We can help her navigate her own journey when it comes to love," Denise said thoughtfully. "Yeah, But how do we do that without dragging her into our mess? As if daring the universe to respond, a slide notification flashed on my phone. Emily's mom wants to meet ASAP. It felt as though the universe was throwing another curveball my way, just as I'd started to peel back the layers of my past. "Denise, I just got a message," I said, my fingers trembling slightly. "It's about Emily and the invite. I think it's time I confront the situation head on. Are you sure you're ready?" Denise questioned, genuine concern in her voice. "No, but I can't let fear keep me from standing up for Lily." With resolve filling my spirit, I stood up from my chair, determination coursing through my veins. I had no idea what this meeting would reveal, but I knew it was a critical step in mending the mistakes of the past for myself and for my daughter. "Let's catch up again soon, okay? I need to process this, and I'm grateful you're here for me, Denise," I said, wrapping her in a quick embrace. "Always. Remember, you're not alone in this." As I stepped out of the cafe, the weight of the decisions ahead felt like a boulder on my shoulders, yet the flicker of hope ignited within me. The past might be complicated, but the path forward held the potential for understanding and connection. Stay tuned, because the next chapter holds revelations that could shift everything yet again, testing our bonds in ways we never imagined. Make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts below. Let's journey through this maze of emotions together, and who knows, maybe surprising connections are waiting just out of sight. It was a cool, crisp morning as I prepared myself mentally for the meeting with Emily's mom. The air felt charged, both exciting and terrifying, much like the anticipation before a storm. I sipped my coffee, letting the warmth settle into my bones, while the buzzing of my phone interrupted my thoughts. It was a reminder of my commitment. I had told Lily I would fill her in later about the wedding preparations, but the weight of the task ahead made it hard to focus on anything other than my spiraling thoughts. How could I face the woman whose decision had inadvertently cast Lily into the shadows of exclusion? Back at home, I glanced around at the decorations I'd started accumulating for the wedding announcement: balloons, streamers, and the remnants of our cookie baking adventure scattered generously across the kitchen counter. Each object sparkled with promise, but they also heightened the pang of worry that gnawed at my gut. Would this wedding really bring joy and healing, or would it just be another reminder of what could have been? As I stood staring at the glittering trinkets, one thought echoed in my mind. I needed to make sure that my daughter would never feel the kind of hurt I had witnessed with Emily's party. The purpose of this entire ordeal was to create something positive, something beautiful amid the pain. "Mom, are we making more cookies?" Lily's voice broke through my thoughts, her innocence a balm against my worries. I turned to see her beaming at me with flour-dusted hair. "Not right now, love. We're going to meet a friend of yours today. Remember, I'm excited," she chirped, unaware of the turbulent waves swirling inside me. Her joy was infectious, but it was coupled with a tingling unease about the meeting that still loomed over my head. The drive to Emily's house felt endless. Every turn seemed to stretch the emotions even tighter within me. How would Emily's mom react? Would she apologize, or would she brush aside the incident as nothing? I found myself wishing I had rehearsed a script. What was I even going to say? "Mom." Lily's voice pulled me from my spiraling thoughts. "Are you okay?" "Of course, sweetie. Just getting ready for a surprise for you and your friend," I said, forcing a smile. The playful light in her eyes made it all worth the nervousness bubbling up inside me. When we arrived, Emily's house looked the same bubbly and inviting. The garden burst with colorful flowers, and I saw children playing in the background, laughter spilling into the air. My heart lurched unexpectedly. As I walked up to the front door, hand trembling over the doorbell, I closed my eyes momentarily and took a deep breath. "You've got this," I murmured to myself. The door swung open, revealing Emily's mom, Sarah, her expression a mixture of surprise and apprehension. "Hi, well, thank you for seeing me," I stumbled over the words. "Of course. I was actually hoping we could talk," she replied, stepping aside, gesturing for us to come in. We settled in the cozy living room adorned with family photos and remnants of last week's party. Lily ran off to find Emily, leaving me with the adult world of unresolved feelings. "I'm so sorry about the invitation mix-up," Sarah began, her tone apologetic yet uncertain. "It was a genuine mistake. We had a large guest list, and I understand mistakes happen, but it felt like it went beyond just a mix-up," I interrupted, more assertively than I intended. Lily was heartbroken. She looked forward to being there, and honestly, it felt like exclusion. I watched as Sarah's face shifted to one of deep remorse. I had no idea she felt that way. I would never intentionally hurt her or you. We've always valued friendship. Then why was she left out? I couldn't mask the anguish haunting my tone. Sarah sighed deeply, her eyes reflecting regret. There was so much going on. It was chaotic, and I thought I had sent all the invites. I take full responsibility. Please don't think it was intentional. It's just hard when kids are involved, you know? I want to protect Lily from feelings of rejection, I admitted, feeling more exposed than I intended. A silence lingered, pregnant with understanding and vulnerability. "I can only imagine how difficult this is for you," she finally said, her voice earnest. "Is there any way we can make it up to her?" I hesitated, glancing towards where I could see Lily and Emily giggling in the garden. My heart softened, realizing that while this situation had cast a dark shadow, perhaps it could also lead to a greater understanding and rekindling of those early childhood bonds. "I think a small get-together might be nice," I suggested, feeling a glimmer of hope. "Just the kids, some cake, and maybe we can all do a little more to bridge the gap." "I'd love that," Sarah replied, visibly relieved. "Let's plan it together." As we began discussing possible dates and themes, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders, replaced by a cautious optimism. Maybe this was the beginning of rebuilding what had been broken. But just as the conversation was flowing smoothly, a messy irony poked its head through the joy. I felt the weight of my own family revelations pressing in on me. Again, what was I going to tell Lily about our own shadows? "Mom, can we have pink cupcakes for the party?" Lily interrupted, returning bright-eyed and completely unaffected by the earlier tensions. "Absolutely, sweetheart, we'll make it special," I assured her with a smile, while internally struggling to juggle my own ongoing conversations with both my past and present. As the kids dashed out again, I shared wary glances with Sarah. Perhaps this was more than just about correcting one mistake. It was about the tangled web of love, friendship, and moving towards healing. Just when I thought I could breathe easy, Sarah's gaze turned serious, as if reading my silent fears. "You have to know, your daughter is a wonderful friend, and I think she deserves to feel that love. Let's also make sure we showcase that at the gathering," she said, her sincerity radiating warmth. With renewed determination, I agreed. Perhaps in celebrating Lily's bond with Emily, I could also show her that sometimes, amid the disappointments, there's always a chance for reconnection. "Thank you," I found myself saying, feeling gratitude slip out. As our meeting wrapped up, I felt a sense of satisfaction wash over me. I would fight to mend, not just the cracks left behind, but also to teach my daughter that love isn't perfect. It's filled with human imperfections and the beauty of forgiveness. Later that night, as Lily and I cozied up on the couch with popcorn, I shifted the conversation lightly. "You know, sweetheart, sometimes adults have misunderstandings too. But those can be fixed, like bumps in the road." Lily looked up at me, absorbing the words even if the details made sense only to me. "Just like bloopers in movies," she exclaimed, her face lighting up. "Exactly," I replied, both relieved and amused by her lighthearted perspective. In that moment, I realized that amidst the chaos, the support we show one another becomes the foundation of resilience. Each twist we navigate would not only strengthen the bonds of love, but allow our hearts to grow rather than shrink in conflict. As the credits rolled on this chapter, preparing us both for the surprising revelations that still left unfinished, I felt a swell of anticipation. The echoes of my past and the stepping stones of my future were intertwined, and I was ready to embrace it all. Join me for the next chapter where life takes another unexpected turn. Don't forget to leave your thoughts below. And if you're finding joy in our journey together, hit that like button. Let's unveil the hidden truths and create a tapestry of connection that binds us all, one story at a time. As the evening sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over our backyard, excitement buzzed in the air. Today was the day we were finally throwing the spontaneous gathering for Emily and Lily. My heart raced with both anticipation and anxiety as I glanced around, adjusting the last few decorations that transformed our space into a whimsical wonderland. "Mom, can I help set the table?" Lily's voice chimed in, her enthusiasm infectious. "Absolutely, my little party planner." I grinned, grateful to share this moment with her. As we arranged colorful plates and cups, I couldn't shake an urgency to make this day perfect, an opportunity not just to mend friendships but to teach Lily the value of connection beyond disappointments. After everything we'd been through, I wanted her to feel the beauty of love and acceptance in its rawest form. Once the table was set, I exchanged excited glances with Sarah as she arrived with Emily in tow. The girls squealed at the sight of each other, running into a hug that felt like a balm for all the hurt feelings. Watching them, I felt a wave of relief wash over me. The ghosts of exclusion seemed to dissipate, replaced by laughter echoing through the air like music. "Let's play a game. Hide and seek," Emily suggested, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Great idea," Lily shouted, and soon the children ran off, their laughter trailing behind them, leaving Sarah and me in a space filled with unspoken tension and newfound hope. "I really appreciate you doing this," Sarah said as we settled into chairs, our eyes following the giggling girls. "I think it's important. Kids don't see the complexities in our misunderstandings. They just want to be friends," I replied, my voice steady but warm. "That's so true. And watching them, I feel a sense of healing for both of us," she said softly, her sincerity striking a chord deep within me. Our conversation flowed seamlessly like a gentle stream, illuminated by the shared recognition of our children's bond amidst our own insecurities. It was liberating. Each story woven between us erased the lines of past misunderstandings, giving birth to compassion. As the evening turned to dusk, and twinkling fairy lights flickered on, I called the kids back for cake. Lily climbed up on the chair with a proud smile, ready for her moment in the spotlight. "Thank you all for coming." She beamed at her friends, her innocence reminding me that love could indeed arise after disappointment. "This is my first wedding cake announcement." The room erupted in laughter, but something deeper resonated within me. Lily's charming faith in love radiated, like sunlight breaking through clouds. "Let's dig in," I said, serving slices adorned with vibrant sprinkles that mirrored the joyous atmosphere. As laughter filled the air, a sense of renewal enveloped us. With each mouthful of cake, I realized the power of community and reconciliation. Sometimes, love manifests through shared experiences, and beyond our struggles. It offers the warmth of connection that stitches broken hearts back together. Later, as the children played happily, I took a moment to step outside, the cool evening air brushing against my skin. The whirlwind of the past few weeks had shifted something vital within me. Confronting my fears had birthed an unexpected circle of friendship. Then my phone buzzed, breaking my reverie. I glanced over to see a message from Denise. "Can we talk tomorrow? I've got something to share." My heart quickened. Those words held promise, yet also trepidation. The journey I'd embarked on wasn't just about Lily. It had become a quest intertwining my past and future, teaching me that each experience could develop into an opportunity for transformation. As I rejoined the laughter emanating from the backyard, I knew this gathering wasn't just about cupcakes and games. It was an emblem of resilience, the assurance that love flourishes through trials, misunderstandings, and the willingness to extend second chances. "Let's go find the kids," I called out, my spirit buoyed with the belief that from today onward, all our paths would lead to joy, each step a promise to nurture the bonds we've celebrated and mended. Before we end our journey here, I invite you to join me in this adventure anew. If you enjoyed our story and want to witness more tales of love, resilience, and hidden truths, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts below. Together, let's continue unraveling the beautiful mess of life and celebrating the connections we forge along the way. Remember, love finds a way, even in the chaos. Until next time.